time here on Photo Finish Live. Major race. And the way they go here in the Pinnacle Championship. And it's King Roger from in between horses who shoots out to lead along with Maccabi Lefty. And it's Molly Quirk also up there with the top trio. And it's FOMO again down at the rail. Back up to third, fifth place, that's Nero. And it's Franck in sixth here with about 5 to make up from the early leader. As they head to the opening turn, quarter in the books, 23 and change. We're heading 5 furlongs, left turning on the dirt, blinking it's over. And Maccabi.
What's up, my fellow NFT collectors and horse racing fans? It's time for some Saturday night racing with my man Mo Knowz. What's up, Mo? How we doing tonight?
Yo, what up, Vault? What up, Chad? Doing well, man. Another beautiful day here at the track.
Yes, sir. It is Saturday, so that means we have a Derby race today. We wanted to go live a little bit early so Mo can call the Derby race. Third time Derby, the culmination of this entire week. You had to qualify to get in here, and you'll see the points here for the qualifiers, and we'll check out all the horses that are in the race. Starts in about 7 minutes, and we're going to be calling races for about an hour tonight, and then after 8 o'clock the schedule is really light. A lot of those races didn't get filled up, so we'll probably just call it a night at 8 o'clock. And I'm not racing any of my horses tonight, but I did sign up my horse, my best horse, my filly, up for a race going off tomorrow night. You got to be super picky about what races you want to run in these days because they're kind of expensive to get into. I think $5 is the minimum price I've seen on these. What's up, Tupberry Stud? Thanks for hanging out with us. Good luck if you're in this race. I'm about to go through all the horses in here to see who made it to the Derby, and then we're going to keep our eye on the schedule and see how many races tonight. I think we got a pretty full schedule for the first hour. What's up, Dennis O'Connor? Let's go. Good luck tonight if you're racing, my man. All right, let's go through this third time Derby. Mo, have you been racing this week? How are your horses doing?
No, I won't be racing until Monday when the fixed schedule comes out. Because right now it feels like we're paying per furlong. I think they realize that's an issue. So there's no like 9, 10, 11 furlong races for less than like 350 something Derby.
Wow.
So when like 6 out of my 8 horses run long, you know what I mean? It's just it's too much money for me to get data. So I just been kind of chilling.
That is kind of expensive. We got 6 minutes before the race starts. So before we get into it, there's one thing I wanted to bring up today, Mo, and get your opinion on it. I don't understand what the point of Derby is. Why not just say the race costs $10 to enter, or better yet, why not just make each Derby worth a penny? That way, if you have 4,800 Derby, you know that's $48. Having the Derby as like 0.8 equals 1 Derby, I mean, it makes it kind of confusing. What's the point of that?
It's a legal thing. It has to do, if they make it 100 Derby for $1, it pretty much pegs it to like a US dollar, which puts them in like a completely different bracket as far as like in-game currency is concerned. So I think the 80 instead of 100 for $1 actually gets them out of that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was a legal thing. Oh, I was going to say, it makes no sense to me why they do it, but now it does make sense. 100%. What's up, Philly Shell? Good luck if you're in this race. Looks like you got bag bias. We're going to check out the horses in this one. It's going to be 10 furlong, and it's going to be your Derby race for this week. We got in the 1 spot, the Pelennor Fields from Balthazar Mangers. We got Mona Lot from Soulmate Stables, California Love from SoCal Stables. So far, nothing but S-tier horses. We got Sparrow from Golden Stables, Natty the Champ from Derby Dog Stables, Lagavulin Neat from Balthazar Mangers. Here's an S- Eclipse from YSM Racing Club. We got Elvis from Soulmate Stables, Scott Street from Hollywood Stables, Ribeye from Balthazar Mangers, Olive Lucy from Pocono and GBT Racing, Chico from Golden Stables. There's Bag Bias from Gauchos. Good luck, Bag Bias. We got Morning Wood. Did I just say we got Morning Wood? I said that out. From Pocono and GBT Racing, General Duke from YSM Racing Club, and D-Gen Dixie is in the 16 spot. 16 horses in this one. D-Gen Dixie is from Stables. And let's see who takes this one. We got 4 minutes before this one starts. What's up, Pocono? Pocono likes the Morning Wood. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be saying the things that I'm saying right now. All right, good luck, Morning Wood. Good luck. Bag Bias is in this one as well. Starts in about 4 minutes. Mo, do you got a favorite for this race?
I do like Mona a lot.
Mona Lot from Soulmate Stables. Only 1 star on firm. 48 points, though. I think she might be the point leader. No, we got a 64 down here. Eclipse, the S minus, has 64 points. What's up with this horse? Why is it so good?
I don't know, but I saw something earlier in Discord where a B plus smoked an S horse. Ha! And it wasn't even a restricted race. I don't know. I got to go back and watch that race, but somebody posted in Discord. And I want to see what that's all about because that makes me feel good about the future of this game.
How's that even possible?
Have you watched Kentucky Derby? Anybody that's watched a horse race knows, man. Any horse can win the freaking race. That's just the way it
don't
goes.
Make it to the Derby, do they? I don't know.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Look at the price of these horses that win Kentucky Derbies. They're like $10,000 auction horses.
I've heard of that happening. That's true.
And the horses that are 100K, 200,000, the Intimidships of the world. Barely do you see these guys winning Kentucky Derbies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just horse racing, man.
Yeah,
33 point something percent of the time, favorites win. So it ain't that much.
Wonder how often that happens in this game. You can see the betting pool right here. I see you guys talking about it in the chat. 2,760 in bets, and it looks like every horse has a bet on it. Somebody might have went across the board and bet everybody on these. Tupberry Studs said eventually this race needs to have 20K plus in a betting pools and 50K plus in prize pool, televised in bars and casinos and NBC. Man, hashtag soon. That sounds good. Like Mo has been saying, he talks about it all the time during our live streams, how cool it would be to have, I forget what the name of that company is, TVG, right? That have them playing this in the middle of the night, because, I mean, I'm one of those people that used to watch TVG in the middle of the night just because I like horse racing. I wasn't like calling in and betting, but now it's probably a lot easier, and if it was Photo Finish Live in the middle of the night that TVG was broadcasting, it'd be very easy for people to just get on their internet or maybe their phones and place bets on the races.
Or, see a horse and be like, wow, it's a claimant race. I can buy this horse from the comfort of my own home and I can race it, tomorrow or 2 days from now, right? Like that's really cool too.
Yeah, 100%. And speaking of claiming horses, I didn't claim a horse, but what I did do, Mo, last night after I was watching you on the live stream, I went and claimed me a dog. I got me a dog for Muzzle Run. They're like $2 or $3 bucks on OpenSea. I saw Mo playing it. It's kind of like a horse racing game, but with dogs and very, very low graphics. That's why the dogs are only $2 or $3 bucks. I haven't raced it yet. I want to get into it. Something I might do like during the live stream on a drop day while we're waiting, or even between horse races while we're waiting, because I thought it was really cool to watch. I like the way they tie her out on the tracks too. I know you were describing it like the.
I love that, bro. With the dog's up front, and all of a sudden he runs out of energy. He just starts flailing and shit. Oh, dude, I love that. It's my favorite part of the game.
He just starts walking. He's just completely out. What's up, the biggest bros in the chat? Let's go, biggest bro. Let me know what you're doing on Photo Finish Live. Have you been paying attention to it a lot? Do you own any horses? Are you thinking about getting into it? My horse that I was excited about, really good stats, really good preferences, 2.5 stars all the way across all 3 preferences, but she's 4 races and 0 wins. But Mo looked at her for me a little bit and gave me some advice for her, so hopefully I'm going to be racing her in the right race that I registered her for tonight, which won't run until tomorrow. So hopefully I'll finally get some wins with my horses, because right now they're not looking good. And when it comes to my other horse, we'll talk about it after this race, Mo. I don't know what to do with that horse. We'll have to talk about him. Swamp Thing.
Yeah, it might just be, something that we use to, put some of that horse juice to produce, you know what I mean?
Hot dogs? All right, guys, it's time for the third time Derby. Good luck if you're in this race. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, degenerates of all ages, it's that time again for the third time Derby here on Photo Finish Live. Major race. 16 horse field, locked and loaded. And they're off here in the Derby. And it's Sparrow from between horses, followed by Scott Street on the outside. Then comes Chico with Monolot down at the rail. And Degen Dixie and Le Goblin Neat is rounding out your top 6 here as they head out to shooting onto the main track. They're going 10 furlongs here, left turning on the dirt, track is yielding, smoke is good. As they pass the wire for the first time, everybody wave to your current leader. It's Sparrow. Sparrow at 5-1 here in the yellow silks, trots alongside of Monolot as these two show the way. And on the extreme outside in the 10th path, that's General Duke and Bag Bias. As these two now are starting to get going alongside Degen Dixie. Then comes Chico. Around and around the turn they go. Who's gonna win the Derby? Nobody knows. But for now, it's General Duke on the extreme outside. So far outside the track, he might be trying to grab a hot dog at the stands. But half miles coming on, 49 and change, and they're 12 across the track. You just don't see it like this every day, ladies and gentlemen. Sparrow, though, down the rail takes back the lead, along with Mona Lot, as these two now tuck in for the long haul, and it's Chico on the outside, looks to move up now in the second. As Sparrow drops back, it's Pellinor Fields, followed by California Love and Morning Wood. Gotta get that Morning Wood going, but here we go, 3/4 in the books, 113 if you know what I mean. They came to play, and it's Morning Wood. Morning Wood now sweeps on the outside with Sparrow back in between horses trying to hold ground. Mona Lot still down at the rail with Elvis digging in. Chico looking well here around the turn with DJ and Dixie. But back to the front now, it's Morning Wood looking to spring it on him, and it's Morning Wood now, but Sparrow cuts the turn like a champion, and Chico on the outside with Pellinor Fields. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pick a horse, any horse. It's Pellinor Fields with Chico down. 100 meters to go, it's Pellinor Fields starting to pull away to the wire. He's gonna hold on here. It's gonna be Pellinor Fields at 27-1 over Elvis and Mona Lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building. Upset, 27-1. Long shot wins the Derby. Wasn't expecting that one. Took the lead at the end, and everybody was trying to chase it, but he just held on strong just enough. Balthazar Mangers is the stable from the Pellinor Fields. First place, Soulmate stable with Elvis and Mona Lot. I get it, Moan a lot. It took me, I didn't realize the whole joke, the pun of that name until the middle of that race. Tubberry Stud says he bet on Elvis. Elvis was close. Hopefully he went across the board on it. That's what I usually do when I bet, just in case I'm off by one place. They get second place. You still win. All right, guys, we got some more races for tonight. We got a few races at 7 o'clock. We don't have any, not many, after 8. So we're probably going to end the stream at 8. Let me refresh. We're getting a little bit of technical difficulty as we load up the schedule. Here we go. The Piney Allowance is next. Only 4 horses in that race. Then we got the Frontier Restricted Stakes. I don't know where the rest of the races went. They disappeared. Maybe if I refresh a couple times.
You're on the main page. You got to go to the race tab, I think.
Oh, you might be right about that. Tito Santana. Yeah. Bunch of B-plus horses in this next race, but one of them's called Tito Santana. Yeah, you're right. I was on the wrong spot. There we go. But I do see only about 5 races tonight.
That's about it. Yeah. Did we have like a couple minute break in between each? And then about 8 o'clock, I think it kind of tapers off. So
sounds about right. All right. So this Piney Allowance, y'all, is going to be on a sloppy track. And you're going to see some of these cheap horses, Bs and B pluses, and they're winning. Like, let's check out Steamy Window here. 3 races. This is a horse that probably costs like $40. And it's already won 524 Derby, which is, I'm not doing that math. I don't know, y'all. One day I'm going to figure out that ratio where I can do it just off the top of my head, but it makes it tough to calculate how much. But you know what I'm saying? I think they probably already paid for themselves or close to it. Well, maybe not yet, but they look like they could. How much do Bs and B plus horses cost, Mo?
You know, you can actually get them relatively cheap right now because Salon is on sale along with everything else digital in the world. Yeah, I think there's like 5.5 Solana starting price. So what if Solana was like 17, 18 last time I checked. So what was that, like $90, $100?
Yeah, I guess. So that brings me to my next question, like about Smart Thing. So that's about the price of Swamp Thing. Did I call him Smart Thing? He's not Smart Thing. He's Swamp Thing. It would be about that price too. But what is the value of Swamp Thing if he's an A- horse and he doesn't have good preferences? You can't breed him. What would be the point of picking up a horse like this?
Well, why can't you breed him?
Because he's a colt. I mean, you can breed him, but you don't get the baby, and nobody's going to pay you to breed with him.
Yeah, but you could use them. You could use it internally too, for all depending on what you had.
Internally? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
In your own barn. So, you know, either you can flip a preference with it, or you can, you know, use it to, you know what I'm saying, like you can fix certain preferences on horses. I mean, I started doing it in version 2 a little bit, you know, I flipped like one preference from firm to soft, and then I bred it with a 3-star soft horse, you know what I mean? And I was able to get like, whatever it was, 2.5 stars on soft. So it took me like 2 or 3 generations of breeding, but, you know, I was able to flip it. And if you think about it, if we're allowed to do breeding within our own barn without putting it on the public market, you know, I mean, it could only cost you like $150, maybe $200 at that point to just, a couple breeds, depending on how much they charge us for the registration fee. I think it's gonna be like $50.
True. I mean, this horse in particular does have 3 stars on turf. I could try to flip a dirt horse who maybe only has 1 and 1.5 stars on dirt, but is pretty good on the other preferences, and maybe has a high ranking here. Try to flip it to a turf horse, something like that. I could see that possibly. I mean, it seems like it'd be expensive though to go through that. I don't know. Horses are somewhat expensive on here. Even the Bs and the B pluses, but as you're about to see, the Bs and the B pluses can win. One of them was about to win this race for sure, because that's all that's in it. It's the Piney Allowance, y'all, and it's a sloppy track, 12 furlong race with 4 horses. Oh wait, this is another race that's going on here in a little bit. Let me get back to the right page.
You're right though. The Piney Allowance, 6 minutes. It's only restricted to B plus and under. So
restricted to B plus and under. Where do you see that at?
just go to the requirements.
Oh, okay. See, I've been looking for horse requirements like that in the allowances, but every time I click on them, I never see anything like that.
I mean, they're there. They're not.
This.
Yeah, they're not super common, but they are there.
Okay.
And like I said, this is going to be, and we spoke about this, for months now. Like I said, real horse racing, man. I mean, these horses run once every couple weeks. I mean, it's not too often they find a perfect race, for their horse. So I mean, it's going to be very similar here. You'll be lucky to find a race for your horse once every 3, 4, 5 days. I'd assume.
Seems like that would make it hard with onboarding. If somebody wants to start off, with just one horse, then they got to wait weeks to every time to race. That's going to be hard for them to get excited about it.
Depends, are we going for the gamer or are we going for the horse player? Because if we're going for the horse player, they're going to understand because they play the horses. If these are people that play video games all day and Zed run, they're probably not going to understand that, so I get it. But I'm trying to reach out to the gamblers and the people that understand that's how this sport works, you know what I mean? That's who I'm reaching out to.
It is a simulator, not a, it is a simulator. There's a big difference there. Tupberry Stud says you can win with the A- in handicaps and allowances. They are worst off subgrade at the moment, but scheduling improvements so will be possible. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with the horse I have now. Underestimated, like I said, she's 4 and 0 and 0 and 0, so it's not very good. But I was looking at her ticket yesterday, thanks to Mo. He was showing me this horse on Racer's Edge, so I could look from there to find out that she was probably going to do better off on sprinting and sprint races, and I've been running her at 8 and longer. So now if I can get her into a sprint handicap with A- and some good preferences, maybe I can get a top 3 finish if I'm lucky. Tupberry Stud says, but an allowance race with an A+ restricted, A- gets 2 pounds, and B gets another 2 pounds as a viable race type for an A-. But an allowance race with A+ restricted, so A+ is the highest that can race in those. I've been looking for that. I never ever saw one until just now when Mo showed me that one. And I go through all these and I don't see any of them. That was just 1 in a million.
They need to give us a filter where we can actually filter that out because I don't think we have one yet. But that would be absolutely helpful. And one thing we could talk about real quick. I know we got 2.5 minutes. Sure. That video they released. Real good looking promo video because I know they just signed a pretty big deal Ian was talking about. We're going to find out, I think, Monday some more about it. But they did post like a little video. Most of the time when I see videos, I'm like, dude, I can make something better than that. And I'll tell you, this video is pretty damn good. I don't know if I could. It's well done. It's very, very well done. And there's a sneak on there. There's a little sneak peek. It looks like a post parade with the jockeys walking the horse around. And I was very excited about that.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool. And where's that at? On their YouTube page?
On their Twitter, yeah, Twitter.
Twitter. I'm going to have to check that out. All right, let me read off the horses in this race. There's only 4 of them. Big Brain Stable has 2 of the horses, the number 1 and the number 2 horse. He's got Tito Santinito, not to be confused with Tito Santino, and Steamy Window. And then we got Akiri Roseby. I don't know what that means, from Roseby. This is French. Oh, we got a French horse. And then we got Cyrus KSR from King Sport Racing. You might want to look that one up on Google to figure out the pronunciation unless you speak French there, Mo.
I failed French twice. What's the horse's name? I got it.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I can tell you the letters. I can't say it. I can't even attempt it.
Roseby Nebol. Roseby Nebol.
What?
Roseby Nebole. Roseby Nebole.
You say something about some roast beef?
Roseby Nebole.
I prefer the roast beef with the au jus sauce, personally. All right, we got 1 minute and 5 seconds before this race begins. That's a French word, au jus. I knew that one. Sloppy conditions, 6 furlongs, so it's somewhat of a sprint. Tupberry says don't look in recommended races at the moment because it doesn't show schedule for enough ahead. Go to upcoming and filter by your preferences. Oh, you got to do it. You got to filter it yourself instead of going to recommended races. Oh, okay. See, I always use recommended races, so I'm gonna have to do that. Interesting. Okay. So Tupberry Stud is saying that recommended races at the time doesn't show the schedule for all the races that are available. So you need to go in there and figure out which preferences, what distance, and track conditions you're looking for. Filter them out yourself in the races, and then pick your race that way. So you get the perfect race. You got to be precise when you're choosing which races to spend a little money on to race your horses in. All right, guys, it's time for the Piney Allowance. Good luck if you're in it. Here we go.
Yeah, you have to be really particular or rich, either one. All right, here we go.
Alright, bonjour, je m'appelle Mo. J'ai joué à photo finish avec moi. And the horses that are here in the Piney Allowance. And now it's Tito Santanito, who runs out to the lead along Steamy Window. And then it's Cetus KSR, followed by Roosby and Nevole, aka Roast Beef Nevole. As they run down the track here, it's Tito Santito. Not quite sure why we're picking up the French broadcast there. But as these four head their way down the track in this 6-furlong right-turning affair on the sloppy dirt. And it's Tito Santanito now who runs out and pulls ahead by 2 over Cyrus KSR. And back on the outside, that's Roosbay, Nevele, and Steamy Window as this quartet continues around the track into the turn. Opening quarter was 24 and change. No hurry here, moderate pace. But Tito Santanito is eating it up. Half mile and 47 and change, not slowing down anytime soon. Off the turn and head for home. It's almost time. It's Tito by 2. Steamy Window now pulls off the rail to challenge for the lead. Roosbay, Nevele, and Cyrus have called it a day. But it's 100 meters and Tito and Steamy are neck and neck. To the wire, it's going to be Tito Santanito taking this course wire to wire over Steamy Window and Cyrus KSR.
Shout out to Big Brain Stable gets first and second place. First place winner is Tito Santanito. Technically, the long shot of the race once again wins in that one. 2 long shots in a row, but this one was just a little bit of a long shot. With only 4 horses, it's hard to be a long shot. 4.86 odds. Let's get queued up for the next race. I think the next race is that 12 furlong one we were looking at a second ago. Excuse me for a second.
Yeah, 12. Yep.
Yep. The Frontier Restricted Stakes on a sloppy track. Seems like we're getting a lot of sloppy tracks. Look, out of the last 5 races, 4 of them are sloppy tracks. It's raining out there, folks. All right, let's check out the Frontier Restricted Stakes. Starts in 4 minutes, and we got about 5 horses in there. Looks about right. All right, we got High Tea at the Ritz from Balthazar Mangers. Virgil Earp, Wyatt's cousin from Tombstone Stables. Triple Then Double from Poverty Ranch. Name in Name in Cali from Drop Stable. And then you got Angie. Old girl Angie from Big Brain Stables. So these horses, I mean, they're S tiers and S minuses, but they're not all full on their preferences here. I kind of feel like my horse has to be full 3 stars or 2.5 stars for me to want to race it. But it looks like these horses are doing all right with not full stars on their preferences, especially the third preference, which I know most talked about before. How much is 100 Derby? 80 cents. Is that right, Mo?
Well, yeah, it's $1. It's $1 for 80 Derby.
It's $1 for 80 Derby. So yeah, no. So then, how much is 1 Derby?
Well, so 100 Derby would be what?
$1.20.
Yeah, $1.25.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. The math is tough, but as Mo explained earlier, they can't make it.
I mean, I'm
like
lit too, so
100 Derby is $1 because of regulations. All right, let's check out the leaderboard for version 3 of beta, starting all over from the beginning with real money races only right now. Soulmate Stables is on the top of the leaderboard, followed by Absolute Horsepower. A couple of Solana fans apparently on first and second place. We got Balthazar Mangers on third, Golden Stables on fourth, La Playa Farms is in 5th place there, and Big Brain Stables, who we just saw win a race, is follow right behind them in 6th place. What's up, True Stoner? We got True Stoner. He's an OG Photo Finish Live player with us.
Oh yeah.
Josh said something, but I lost it. It was retracted before I could read it.
Said you can filter by grade restricted in the races unless he realized he was wrong and retracted it. Maybe they did add it. There's definitely things that get added that I don't know about.
I know what I always filter by is by handicap. I always put handicap, well, lately anyway, handicap only, and I'm looking for the handicap races. That's what I've been doing lately. Let me clear this off though.
That might be why you don't see the grade restricted then, because I don't know if they have the grade restricted in handicaps. They're only on allowance races.
You could probably go to race type. Let's see what we got. Yeah, handicap restricted and restricted. So is the handicap? No, I guess that's not it. You're talking about graded restricted, right?
That's what I would assume it would be called. Yeah. So I'm saying I don't.
There's a handicap restricted. Let's see what kind of handicaps. Now we're looking for allowances, restricted allowances. All right, let me take that filter off, and let's get ready for this race. I'm not sure how much time we got, but I think we got a couple minutes.
2 minutes. Got 2 minutes. One thing I wanted to say real quick too, because there was a lot of people tuned in on Thursday on the dev stream, and I don't always get to say what I got to say. I feel like a lot of people are pissed right now because, like you were just saying, right? You're trying to find the perfect race. You got to have the perfect stars, right? Or you feel like you have no shot. But I feel like just like real horse racing, as time goes on, these horses are going to work themselves into their own classes, and these horses that are normally going to beat your ass are going to get out of the way, and you're not going to have to worry about these horses. You know what I'm saying? Because they're always going to be hitting restrictions that your horses won't hit, whether it be the 2 wins in the past season or, 5,000 Derby one lifetime, or one in the past 30 days, right? That's how real horse racing separates, horses. They don't actually say like you're an A horse, you're an S horse, you're a B. They don't do that, But it works itself out because it compartmentalizes the whole thing with the restrictions and the allowances and the way that it's all set up. When most people look at like a race form, if you look at the top of that thing where it's like 2500 NW3L XS, right? They have no idea what the hell that means. You know what I'm saying? But that right there is classifying the horses. It's basically saying it's a 25,000 claimer, non-winners of 3 lifetime, state bred only, right? So this is how they start to do it without actually saying you're an A horse, you're an S horse, you're a B horse. All right, so people need to realize that because I feel like most people don't play horses that are in this whole ecosystem. I feel like most of them just play video games, and that's going to be a big problem.
And how come you don't tell them that when you're on there on Thursdays?
There was 4 people on this week. I'm there to call races. I'm not really there to share my opinion. That's what we do here.
All right, well, it's race time, so let's get to calling. Here we go. Good luck if you're in it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's race time. That's why you come here for the alpha. Oh, I hate that word. They're in line. And they're off here in the Frontier Restricted Stakes. And it's Virgil Earp. Virgil Earp got out well from down at the rail along with Angie on the outside. And it's High T at the Ritz, followed by Naaman Calaberry, who runs alongside Triple and Double, rounding out the top 5 here in this 5-horse race. Around the opening turn they go in this 12-furlong left-turning affair on the dirt. Another sloppy track for you, but we make them run anyway, because that's what we do. And it's Virgil Earp holding sway here early, now leads by 2 over Angie, who instantly hears the announcer's call and charges on the outside to challenge for the lead. And now it's Angie up by 2. Virgil Earp falls back at the rail, looking to save the trip down in front of High T at the Ritz. Now it's Naaman Calaberry looks to get going from the back, then Triple, then Double. Nothing yet as they pass the wire here for the first time. And it's Angie. Angie shows the way. Everybody wave to Angie here in the green silks. And Angie continues to run on the inside rail. That's Virgil Earp, who starts to close the gap. And another break of 2. That's the next pair of Naaman Calaberry and High T at the Ritz. Gonna finally realize it's actually Naaman Calaberry, not Calaberry, but hey, the race continues as High T at the Ritz now starts to look for room here in between horses. Triple then Double might have called it a day as 3/4 is come and gone, and it's Angie holding the lead onto the backstretch. Now Angie looks with Naaman Calaberry as these 2 now look to be challenged on the inside by Virgil Earp, and it's a 3-horse race just like that as Naaman Calaberry Naaman Calibri takes the lead and pushes forward here by a length and a half. And on the break, it's Virgil Earp who looks to find some room yet again, and high tea at the Ritz. But these two have got some room to catch up as Virgil Earp, looks like a bad step from Naaman Calibri as Virgil Earp goes right on by on the inside. But we're rounding them into the far turn, and Naaman Calibri isn't done just yet as turns on the afterburners and heads around the far turn. And it's Naaman Calibri now who kicks clear by 4, leaving this field in the dust. But you never know here what's going to happen. It's a mile and a quarter in 2:07. I've been talking for way too long. This race needs to end. But 200 meters is left in the tank, and it's Naaman Calibri now, making it look easy. Just don't fall off the horse. It's going to be Naaman Calibri. All they can do is watch as Angie and Virgil Earp round out the top 3, 4, 5, 2, order of finish.
Shout out to the Drop Stable with Naaman Calibri, apparently is how it's pronounced. Gets the victory there, and that was 5,000 Derby on the line there. Let's see how much the winner got. Let's see, the winner got 2,700 Derby, and then second place was Angela. 2,700 Derby, I'm not sure how much money that is, but it usually, let's see, 400 Derby is $5, 800 Derby is $10. So, 30 bucks, about 30 bucks. Not bad for one little race. All right, we got the Fall Cup coming up next. This one's got 2,500 Derby and prizes. It's a grade 2 race, 7 furlongs on the dirt with 7 horses in it. Fall Cup conditions are good. Only non-sloppy race of the night. Let's check out the horses in this one. We got Flying Eve from Big Brain Stables, Baby Yaga from Pocono and GVT, Scarecrow, I like that name, from Wolof Farms, Racing in the Street from Secretariat Stables. We got Regretful from YSN Racing Club, Leather Rebel, actually, I don't know where the of came from, Leather Rebel from Big Brain Stables, and your boy Mingles, actually it's your girl, from Golden Stables. 7 minutes till this one starts. Mo, what you got planned for this week? Anything special?
Not much, man. Just hoping the new schedule comes around and kind of makes racing a little bit easier. And, hopefully there's a lot more variety of racing. I feel like a lot of things are clustered together. And they knew the schedule was kind of messed up. So on that front, I'm hoping it's a little bit easier. Everything else, really just kind of waiting for the power wash season to get going so I can start doing some work. Actually get back out in the outdoors, touch some grass. Outside of that, I'm really excited for the DC news, man. Did you check the email today?
No.
A whole bunch of stuff, man. We're getting the second Batman comic on the 21st. That's dropping the back hell holders. They announced another Harley Quinn drop is coming for people that are holding those boxes still, because I'm holding a bunch.
Oh, really?
The only thing I'm not holding is a legendary one. I got all the others.
Nice.
If people want to throw them up for like $2, $3 at night, I snag them, dude.
Dang.
I think I paid like 40. I think I paid like 45 for the Epic Harley Quinn.
That's not bad.
Normally, yeah.
I got the free one, and I got an airdrop for the free one, which is the Harley Quinn comic, and apparently I'm getting another airdrop, and this was all free from the beginning, so that's pretty good news. Plus, I got a Bat Cow too, so I'll be getting whatever that comic is that they're airdropping to Bat Cow holders. Did you see that Bat Cow that sold for $550 today?
Yeah, not enough neon for me.
Yeah, I thought you said something about it. Oh man, that was one of the best looking Bat Cows I've seen in a long time, and it sold for like floor price almost. Somebody got a heck of a snipe on that one. I was surprised it went for that cheap. What'd you think about Rambo? Did you even go for Rambo on VB today?
I was gonna try to stay up and join you for the drop. I passed out. I was out cold pretty much till early afternoon. Now, how'd you do on it? Did you want to grab one?
Yeah, I mean, I like Rambo. I mean, it's my time. That's back in the day. I was probably, 8 to 10 years old when that came out, so I enjoyed it. So I had to get me a Rambo. The collectible looks awesome. It's animated, and the detail on it is great. I kind of thought it would be above retail and sell out, but last time I checked, it's at like $48. Retail was $60. I still got mine. It wasn't a good serial number or anything, but I'm just holding on to it.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that, right? I mean, if you're going to be a collector, that's the stuff you collect, But
yeah, makes sense. Have him in the vault with like Chucky and Batman, all your favorite characters.
But I mean, holding that, I mean, you're not going to be out of your mind to say, well, I'm going to hold this because I'm going to be rich one day, right? Like, Rambo's probably not going to be a grail. He's not going to,
True.
It's not gonna put you in a better position in life. But if you enjoy Rambo, and that's where I think the whole collectors at heart thing actually works for the app. You know what I'm saying? But they've been trying to sell VV as a flippers app for 2 years now, a year and a half since I've been around. This is something new with the whole collectors at heart. But
no,
I don't know.
They've definitely been teasing Pokemon ever since the beginning, and now there's this new Pokemon news that Pokemon is looking to hire somebody for Web 3. Do you think it has any implications to whether Pokemon is or isn't coming to VV?
I said from day one, I don't think it's coming here. You can have what's his face all you want. He just shows up wearing his Pokemon jackets, just teasing everybody, man. Pokemon ain't coming here. That's just what I feel. I could be wrong. But yeah, then I see more news like that, and it reassures everything I believe. The same way I feel like I want to, I called out VB Arcade, man. I don't know if he's in chat, but dude, I am open. It would be such a short debate though, because we'll just be yelling at each other. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to leave VB. I don't think we'll ever see it. And somebody else was it you that put up a poll? Maybe it was Arcade again. Somebody put up a poll that said, would you transfer your VV NFTs if you lost all augmented reality, couldn't read comics, this and that, couldn't drive cars? And I think majority were like, no, I would not transfer off app. And I've said that since day one. If you transfer your comic, it's going to be nothing more than HRO card. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to get that augmented reality, put it on your table and read it while you're having coffee. That's all gone. So that's my opinion.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think the people on OpenSea, the ETH whales matter or really care that much if it's 2D or whatever. You saw what they did with the Mona Lisas that retailed for 100. They're at like 1,500 floor price right now. I feel like the IP itself.
But those are 3D. No, those are 3D though. You can flip them around. You can put them in and actually go in 3D and spin the thing around. Look at the canvas. You can't do that with the VV stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's a picture.
Well, they're probably just gonna sell it off as well. Just bring it to the VVverse, and then once you log into the VVverse, you can do all that stuff with it. So that's gonna probably bring more users to it. But you need the interoperability for people to buy the collectible in the first place and want to bring it to the VVverse.
I guess. I mean, the way I see it going down, and maybe clip this, call me out 2 years from now. You're going to log into Disney's Web3 platform, and it's going to be a button that says Link VV Wallet, and it's going to be nothing more. But you'll get your interoperability that way if that's what you're looking for. But outside of playing nice with their own website and their own Web3 metaverse thing, I don't see it happening.
Well, it depends and I bet Disney builds a really awesome metaverse. If Disney builds a really awesome metaverse, then that'll bring extra value to the collectibles without interoperability.
Correct. I mean, again, you could still say it's kind of interoperability at that point, but if it's within their own ecosystem, people would probably disagree. But I still think it would help. You know what I'm saying? If you can go to the Disney metaverse or whatever, and just, again, link your VV wallet, and now you're pulling things in from there, it could very well happen.
I agree. Jeff says, I love the Rambo, except his eyes are weird. I didn't check his eyes. We were looking at him during the stream, and when he pulls back with his arm, the one that he's holding the bow with is real buff and strong. But if you look closer, somebody pointed out, unfortunately, it looks like my arm. It's like super, super skinny and long. Mr. Not Like Them's in the house says, are you talking to an AI, an artificial intelligence? Yeah, his name is Mo. He's an artificial. I've been training him on horse racing, which he's learned really well, but then I tried to train him on other stuff like politics and meeting girls, and he just cannot figure that out at all. I don't know what's wrong with him.
That's right, Mr. Vault. Thank you for showing me the way of the horse racing. Hi, ladies. What a sup? Hey, no, I'm gonna go there.
No, that's not what we talked about. All right, no, it's an actual real person. He ain't got no skin. I don't know. He's skinny. He's animated. But he's real, and he calls races. He calls the races for us. And when this race starts in about a minute, you'll see why we like him, because he's the best NFT horse race caller in the NFT horse racing business. Ain't that right, Mo?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm still the only one, but I'll take it. But what's funny though? I jump on Omegle every now and then because I know people like to do that and mess with people. So I jump on there and I tell people I'm an AI and I ask them to train me.
Nice. What kind of weird comments do you get from them?
I just get some weird shit. Most people just like, bro, is this real?
They probably believe it. People
is this real, bro?
I can't do Omegle. Me and my kid try to do Omegle, and it's like every other one is somebody doing something that my kid can't see. So we stopped that. We just had that like for one day and was like, no, this is not a thing we're going to be doing.
I've learned from watching a few streamers I used to mess around with and do some graphics for. They mess around in there and they just like certain keywords. If you put yourself in like a category, you'll kind of avoid the dicks
really?
every other one. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, it's time for the Fall Cup. This is a Grade 2 race. 7 horses in this race. 7 furlongs. Good luck if you're in it. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Horses are at the gate. It's post time here. Major race. 7-horse field, locked and loaded. And they're rolling here in the Fall Cup. And Baba Yaga goes well to the lead, followed by Leather Rebel. And comes Scarecrow in the blue silks, running ahead of Flying Eve. And racing in fifth, that's Racing in the Street. And rounding out the top six here is Mingles as they head out the chute and onto the main track in this 7-furlong left-turning affair on the dirt. Opening quarter in 23 and change. And it's Scarecrow still shows the way here, now being passed by Mingles on the extreme outside. Now break of 2 back down the rail. That's Baba Yaga with a ground-saving trip. Another break, that's Leather Rebel on the outside with Scarecrow jostling for position in between horses. And comes Racing in the Street. And Regretful now, Regretful here, new one on leaderboard. Looking to make some room in advance from the back of the pack. Half mile and 47 and change, and Baba Yaga now starting to get away from the pack as Baba Yaga kicks open here by 3.5 over Racing in the Street. Not too far on the inside, that's Scarecrow and Regretful, but as we head up the turn and head for home, we're making our way to the money shot, and it's 200 meters for Baba Yaga, but he is starting to lose it. Racing in the Street is finding their best gear here late, but he's running out of room as Baba Yaga is going to hold on here valiantly over Racing in the Street, and Scarecrow 2-4-3, order of finish.
Shout out to Pocono and GVT Racing Stables, gets the win. I thought that horse in second place was going to catch him. He made a nice move. He was gaining on him to the very end, but did not have enough to catch him. Racing in the Street there in second. Baby Yaga from Pocono gets first place. We got a couple more races tonight. I think 2 more races, and then we're going to call it a night. Not much happening after 8 p.m., but we usually live stream on Fridays and Saturday nights if you guys are interested in watching us stream and call some more races in the future. All right, the Patent Desert Allowance says it's live. Do we have 2 races going off at the same time?
It actually just started as soon as the other one ended.
All right, let it go then. Good luck.
My horses are in the gate right now. I'm not sure where you're at. And they're off. Yeah, if you pulled it up from the race page, the actual race page, it's probably going to be off. Oh, well. Yeah, not much we can do about it there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They're around the turn here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now joining this race in progress. If you were watching Golden Girls, we now pardon the interruption. But it looks like you're still way behind here. So they head off the turn and they head for home. And it's Jealousy now who kicks clear by 2. Rock of Cashel on the outside, followed by Arcane and Big Slick. But they're running out of real estate as Jealousy's looking to hold on. But Rock of Cashel is going to take over the lead here in the final straight. It's going to be Rock of Cashel over Jealousy and Big Slick.
Spoiler alert, Rock of Cashel gets the win from Balthazar Mangers. Jealousy from YSM Racing takes second place. I like that name of that horse there too, Jealousy. Kind of a cool name for a racing horse, I guess. Yeah, we were way off on that one. That happens sometimes whenever 2 races are going off at the same time. That means me and
Ian had that problem because me and him, he was using he clicks on the actual race like you do to look at the horse names and shit.
Yep.
But if you use that, you're gonna be way off every time. You have to be on the main races page with that one at the top. Like if it's not on that page, we're gonna be off every single time.
I gotcha. That's what I used to do, but I'm doing Firefox for the first time this time. And the reason why I use Firefox is because my crypto wallets I only put on Firefox. I don't put them on Google Chrome, and I had been all the way up till today using Google Chrome, but I had to connect my wallet so I could get my tickets. So now I'm using Firefox, and that makes it off a little bit. So maybe I will sign in through Chrome next time so we don't have that problem. Also, I got the front page pulled up this time, so maybe we won't have the problem this time either. This is a big race. We got 12 horses in it, the Bluegrass Allowance. Let's check the requirements on this one. It was for horses who have won less than 3 races. Finish less than 1 win within the last week. You get to carry 2 pounds. So some of these horses are carrying some extra weight, and the field is packed. We got Bad Attitude from Gauchos, Painkiller from Big Brain Stables, Joe Potter Rocks from OEB, Thug Passion from SoCal Stables, Pop from Soulmate Stables, Clano from Golden Stables, Sloppy Preferences from RVA Racing, MVP from Tutberry Stud. Shout out to Tutberry Stud. I like the name of that horse too. He's carrying 2 pounds though, and you got to go against an S tier horse carrying no extra weight. That's Stagehand from YSM Racing Club. And then we got some scrubs down here, some A pluses. Pepe from Golden Stables, Broad from Charlie Work, and Santana from Golden Stables as well. 10 minutes before this race begins. And one more thing about VV Mode before we move on. What do you think about Howard the Duck?
I mean, again, if you're a collector, if you want a good serial number, buy it on the drop. If you want to spend half of retail, wait a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure, fine. But what do you think about the movie Howard the Duck?
Oh, it's a great flick. Yeah, absolutely great flick.
Dude, one of the best, I think. I loved that movie so much. I was like, if a duck can get a girl like what's her name? Leah Thompson. If a duck can get Leah Thompson, I should get the hottest girl in the world. The duck got Leah. What's up, Jerry Clow in the house says Rambo is crying because his gal was just killed. Does he have a tear in his eye? People keep talking about his eyes. I haven't looked closely at his eyes. I didn't know something was going on with Rambo's eyes.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. I didn't really.
If he's crying, man, if you live in Rambo's life, you probably got tears in your eyes too. I can't fault the man for that. He's got a rough life, man. You out there fighting people with a knife, a bow and arrow. They got machine guns. I'm probably gonna be crying too. What about Rambo?
I pulled up the Howard the Duck collectible on the computer, and normally on the computer they don't look good at all, any of them. But it actually looked pretty good, even like zoomed in and stuff. So I mean, they did a really good job on the model, at least. I'll give them that.
What do you think about Rambo though? You don't think?
I think Rambo was good. I think Rambo was good too.
Except for his eye, apparently. I almost want to get in here and look at his eye, but you can't actually zoom in since it's the animal. Well, I mean, I might be able to zoom into this one. Is he crying or something? I don't. Well, I mean, his eyes don't look very realistic. Not a realistic color. I don't see any tears. Oh, is he a little crossed out over here a little bit? I mean, he's concentrating, looking down the bow. I don't know. I think y'all are being picky on that one. Now, see, the problem I had, Mo, tell me if you see this one. I think it's just a bad angle. Does it look like he got a big arm and a little arm? He's got like a Hulk Hogan arm, and then he's got like a OG
you can tell
arm.
You can tell which one he rubs them out with.
Okay, all right. Yeah, something's going on over there. All right, let's get ready for this next race show. We got the Bluegrass Allowance coming up in about 8.5 minutes, and that's going to be our last race of the night. After that, the schedule is quite thin, so we're going to end it there. But next weekend, we'll be back, and hopefully my horse will have a win or a second place when we come back, because I'm excited about the race she's running in tomorrow. Tucson Collectible says, Howard the Duck stars a true life Chomo as a villain. Chomo. Not a racial epitaph that I know. I don't know what's a Chomo, Mo. Mo, you're a Mo. You should know what a Chomo is.
I know what is it a, I don't want to offend any, I don't know if it's Mexican. Is it Cholo or Chulo?
Chomo, I'm thinking Chinese person from Missouri. Chomo. No? No. That's where my mind went with that one. Tucson says, Campa has a show on soon today. Campa? Oh, Michael Campa? I know Michael Campa. He's a BBOG. I didn't know he had his own YouTube channel. I'll have to check that out for sure. Yes, sir. Usually we go about 2 hours when we're live streaming on Friday and Saturday nights, but not a lot going on in the schedule. Did they ever reply to you whenever you said something to them about that, Mo, about having maybe some better races for us while we're live streaming on the weekends?
Oh, they did. They already did. Ian said, noted, will be taken care of. And they did say the schedule generation from last week was completely botched.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, they're aware. That's why I'm saying that, not running the show yesterday, even today, I was like, well, if we can get an hour in, at least let's call the Derby and hang out. Let's get some people down, But I think next week will be way easier in many aspects. One, better schedule. Two, better horses will not meet the requirements to run in our races for our horses, so we'll start to, get some more action. And we'll have to spend as much money to race them either, because they're going to have cheaper races. So I'm looking forward to pretty much all of that.
Do you think I should race my Swamp Thing horse?
Well, I would. I mean, I wouldn't race it for $10, but I'd probably throw them in some $1, $2 races and just, feel it out. Like I said, bro, there was about 5 people ready to quit photo finish on day 1 when that Kevin horse and A- beat the crap out of S horses and S plus horses or whatever, so anything could happen. Got to find that hot spot. Also got to remember too, your horse might also be a late bloomer. You know, there's horses that are going to bloom early. There's horses that are going to have a normal, peak age. There's going to be horses that peak late. So, if you bailed out of that horse too early from Swamp Thing just to make a couple bucks or whatever, you might seriously regret that if that horse turned into a, potential Derby runner at its peak age. That's all.
Yeah, and that's not theory either. That's actually Ian, the founder, was on the channel whenever we had one of our live streams, and he was talking about us, and he told us about that. So that's a legit factor that is built into some of these horses. Some of them are late bloomers, some of them are early bloomers, and you kind of got to watch your horse and watch its results to see which kind you have. And it's probably smart to find late bloomers and breed them with late bloomers. Even if it's a horse you don't own, you can look in at the results and maybe try to determine that. There's a lot of looking into the numbers and the statistics, and that's what simulation games are all about. So that's what people like. They just got to find out about them. What do you think about on marketing, bro?
Like I said, most of the time when these companies start running their mouths about we're doing this, we're doing that, marketing, I'm always like, all right, whatever. But these guys, they know what they're doing. And according to Ian, he don't blow smoke, man. He said he just signed a big deal. NDA, can't talk about it. But I think Monday they said Cat's going to start to get out of the bag. And I'm just going to throw it out there. This is TBG. If this is TBG, you might as well go buy every horse on the market because this shit's going to go crazy and blow up. All right, I'm telling you that right now. Probably not going to be TBG, but any sort of partnership is really going to help, just getting, like I said, getting the word out to especially the horse players, not gamers. We don't need more gamers. We need horse players. That's what we need.
What do you think about crypto people? Are they trying to attract crypto people into this, or that's not the demographic they're looking to go after?
I hope it's not the demographic they're looking for, because most crypto people are ready to walk off a cliff. I would assume, again, if you don't need crypto outside of Generation Zero, if everything is going to be on their system, and you're going to be buying horses on the market with Derby, and you can link your credit card and convert it to Derby, you don't need crypto people. So if that's the road they're going, we don't need them. If they want to come play, that's great too. But they really should be focused in on the same way VB does it, the same way Rainmakers does it, the same way HRO does it. You don't need crypto. You don't need any wallet information if you don't want to. And that's how it should be.
I don't know. I want the crypto degens to be in here with us. That's just me. Mo, let me ask you this. Speculate for us a little bit before this race begins. The thing that Ian could be teasing here, TBG was one thing you mentioned. Let's say it's not TBG. What's some other possibilities that would get you excited?
I mean, NBC would be cool because, we will have the Derby coming up, and they do have people from the NBC because they used to do the simulation race for the Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
They do have connections there. That could be something. Maybe we see it again come Derby season. Maybe Photo Finish now is actually featured on NBC. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be Fox Sports. Fox Sports has an exclusive deal with the Naira Game of Silks game, which is not really NFT horse racing. You kind of have like digital ownership in a horse that's a real racehorse on the track. So maybe they could still go Fox Sports. From what I understand, that's an exclusive deal for the digital horse racing, so I don't think it's Fox Sports. But it very well could be, like I said, NBC. TBG would be great. Outside of that, there's like different local racing venues they could partner with. They could potentially partner with like OTBs or gambling pavilions, but that's more like on a smaller scale. I don't think he'd be, too excited about that. I don't know, man. This could be something crazy. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a whole crypto. Huh? Yeah, maybe it's a crypto marketing, campaign, and maybe I'll be completely disappointed. But
sure, And
I don't know.
As you were talking about that, I kind of thought about something. And let me know if this has been done yet, and if not, why not? Has anybody tried to sell like a real horse, but the ownership is broken up into NFTs so that people could trade the ownership, the partial ownership of a real horse on OpenSea, for example?
They already have that. It's a different project. That's what I'm talking. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
It's cool because I love like Into Mischief is one of my favorite racehorses of all time. It costs $250,000. You want to get that horse nut. It's a lot of money to breed with that horse.
I bet.
But if you find a horse like that and I can get, a certain digital percentage in that horse, I'll buy it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think to me it's cooler if you turn on TBG at night and you see like Photo Finish running. Because again, horse tracks can only run when, during the days, when people are awake, people are working, right? But you could take TBG instead of running infomercials at night. You could just run photo finish races. And if you have claiming races, now you have people sitting at home, maybe claiming horses, not just people, from Discord and stuff like that. They might see a horse and be like, wow, this is interesting. What the hell is this? Let me go buy a baby horse and name him myself. And now, like, maybe him and their kid are, like, getting into it, buying horses together, right? Like, it brings a whole, like, a family. Because, listen, horse racing is about being a degenerate gambler, but in reality, it's about the family atmosphere at the tracks. That's how they always promote it. You know what I mean? And that's one way to do it, man. Bring in the families. Let the families buy a horse together and let them have something to, be interested in. I think it'd be really cool, man. I think that's the angle they really need to take.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense too, especially when you said like TVG can't have real racetracks racing all hours of the night. Shout out to Space Ben is in the chat. He agrees with Mo. Says I don't have a crypto wallet, but I also spend on VB and Hero, and I want a horse. Yeah, you don't have to have a crypto wallet to have a. I guess you do have to have a crypto wallet to have a horse.
Right now you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But when you remove Generation Zero and
live,
you don't need the Solana tickets,
right,
you'll be able to just fund your thing with a credit card, debit card, converts to Derby automatically, go on the marketplace and buy a horse, and now you don't ever need a wallet.
Sounds good to me. All right, it's time for the bluegrass allowance. Good luck if you're in this race. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it pains me to say it at 7:46 p.m., but this is the nightcap. Attendance was up tonight over last week. Do appreciate that. Spread the word. Let's keep this show going. I think the schedule will help next week, but here we go. And they're racing here in the Bluegrass Allowance. And Santana goes from the outside to the lead along with Painkiller. Then comes Doug Passion there in the yellow silks from third. And Sloppy Preferences runs along with Pepe on the outside. And MVP rounds out your top six here as they head out to shoot and on to the main track in this 7-furlong left-turning affair on the dirt. Track is sloppy, smoke is good, and it's Pepe holding them 2 extra pounds, holding the way here. But not too far behind, there comes Sloppy Preferences. Sloppy Preferences probably likes it sloppy, just guessing. But for now, holding the lead here over Klano on the inside. Then down the rail comes Painkiller, followed by MVP. And Santana looks like going here from the back of the pack, as is Bad Attitude, who now looks to pull off the rail and find some room. But Sloppy Preferences is being challenged here by Painkiller on the inside, as Painkiller goes right on by and takes the lead. And it's Painkiller's race to lose, and it's Painkiller now by half a length as they turn the corner and head for home. The lights are on and Mama's calling you. Head on home, boys, and it's Painkiller who leads by 2. Painkiller over Joe Potterox and Bad Attitude up the rail, but not going to be good enough today. It's going to be Painkiller making it look easy here in the nightcap over Bad Attitude and Joe Potterox.
Another big win for Big Brain Stables with Painkiller first place. Congratulations to Big Brain Stables. And then second place at the very end, the third place horse came up and took second place. That was Bad Attitude over Joe Potterox. And it was the S-tier horse that came in first. But look down here, Stagehand and S-tier horse got beat by 2 A-plus horses. And it wasn't even carrying any extra weight. So it can happen. The results are a little more varied than we saw in version 2. And a lot more varied than we saw in version 1. Would you agree, Mo?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. And I'm loving it. Again, my bag bias is like 1% of the whales. So I understand that my word might not mean as much. But as a horse player for 30-something years, this is the best this game has ever looked. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, long shots do win sometimes. That's how bettors make money in the real world. All right, guys, that's going to be the last race of Saturday night races this week. But we'll be back next week, probably on Friday night, probably on Saturday night. If so, it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you get your horses ready and you come out and hang out with us when we go live again next week. Thank you, Mo, for calling the races. Great job calling them, even though we had only 5 of them today. They sounded great. As always, appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man. And as always, good show. And listen, man, let's really try to get that syndicate going in the Discord. So if anybody's still here and is involved in Discord, let's really talk about it, man. Because I'm telling you, $50 each right now in a bad crypto market, we might be able to grab a nice horse. So let's think about it.
Yeah, check out the Photo Finish Live channel and my Discord server, and you can use @PhotoFinish to tag all the Photo Finish players. They all have that role, so if you tag them, maybe they'll get the notification and see it if they're interested. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week. Later, homies.